The episode begins with a low, pulsing underscore. Distant crowd noises are present, setting the stage. The setting is for a deep dive. The subject is the America First movement. The introduction aims to immerse the viewer in the movement's atmosphere. The episode will focus on the dynamic landscape of American politics. A key element of this landscape is the influence of political coalitions. The America First Coalition represents a significant force within this political environment. This coalition plays a notable role in shaping current political discourse. The episode aims to explore the characteristics and impact of the America First Coalition. Understanding this coalition is crucial for comprehending modern American politics. The episode will offer an objective examination of the movement's present state. It aims to provide a clear understanding of the movement's current status. The analysis will extend to the potential future trajectory of the movement. The host will guide viewers through the movement's possible developments and outcomes. The segment will focus on the political environment. The movement operates within this political terrain. The host is transitioning into this segment. This segment provides context for the movement's actions. Understanding the political landscape is crucial. The analysis will explore key political factors. The movement's influence in Washington is a key aspect of its overall impact. This influence is manifested through the prioritization of specific legislative actions. Legislative priorities reflect the movement's goals and desired policy changes. Committee battles are another arena where the movement's influence is evident. These battles involve advocating for or against specific policies within congressional committees. Governors, aligned with America First, are implementing specific policies. State legislatures are also advancing similar policy agendas. These policies focus on enhancing border security measures. Economic protectionism is another key area of legislative focus. The Republican Party is undergoing a transformation. This reshaping impacts the party's core identity. The changes also affect its traditional voter base. Understanding these shifts is crucial for analyzing modern American politics. The movement's influence is a key factor in this evolution. Candidates are increasingly adopting specific messaging strategies to enhance their influence. A notable trend is the adoption of America First messaging by various candidates. America First messaging often resonates with a specific segment of the electorate. Candidates believe this approach can be effective in gaining support and consolidating their base. The strategic use of such messaging is aimed at maximizing political impact and achieving electoral success. Loyalty within a movement is crucial for maintaining internal cohesion. Loyalty fosters trust and mutual support among members. Messaging discipline ensures consistent communication of the movement's goals. Consistent messaging helps to avoid confusion and misinterpretation. Both loyalty and messaging discipline are vital for a movement's success. The segment shifts focus to the base of the America First movement. The host introduces the core principles. The segment will explore the foundational elements. The introduction sets the stage for understanding the movement's origins. The America First base is diverse and not a single, unified group. Despite their differences, consistent characteristics can be identified. Understanding these characteristics is key to understanding the movement. Demographic analysis helps in identifying shared values and concerns. This analysis provides insight into the motivations of the America First base. The ideological base is fundamentally energized by several core themes. Sovereignty is a primary theme, emphasizing national independence and self-governance. Economic nationalism is another key theme, prioritizing domestic economic interests. This involves policies aimed at protecting national industries and promoting economic growth within the country. Cultural identity also plays a significant role, focusing on preserving and promoting unique national traditions and values. These themes collectively shape the base's overall ideology and policy preferences. A core element is the skepticism towards traditional institutions. This skepticism reflects a distrust of centralized authority. There is a strong desire for local control and autonomy. The community prefers decentralized decision-making processes. This preference aims to ensure community-specific needs are met. The movement is experiencing a broadening of its demographic base. This expansion includes increased participation from working-class voters. Small business owners are also becoming more involved in the movement. Veterans represent another significant demographic joining the cause. The inclusion of these diverse groups suggests a wider appeal. This diversification can strengthen the movement's overall influence. There is an increasing participation of younger voters in contemporary movements. A significant portion of these young voters are disconnected from traditional political systems. This disconnection drives their engagement in new political movements. These movements often address issues directly relevant to younger generations. The influx of younger voters is reshaping the landscape of political activism. A core belief unites the base, suggesting a perceived critical juncture for the country. This shared conviction highlights the necessity for a significant directional shift. The term turning point implies a moment of profound consequence. This perceived crisis motivates the demand for a course correction. The base is therefore aligned by a sense of urgency and the need for change. This segment will explore the ongoing influence of Donald Trump. The focus is on understanding the sustained impact of his actions and policies. The segment aims to analyze the various facets of his continuing relevance. It will delve into the ways in which Trump's presence is still felt. The discussion will cover political, social, and economic dimensions. The goal is to provide a comprehensive overview of Trump's enduring influence. Trump serves as a central political figure. He also embodies the movement's identity. His role is pivotal to the movement. Trump's influence shapes the movement's direction. He is a key symbol for the movement. Political endorsements can significantly shape primary elections. A strong endorsement can influence voter perception of candidates. Endorsements often provide candidates with increased visibility and media attention. The backing of influential figures can sway undecided voters. Ultimately, endorsements play a role in candidate selection and election outcomes. Trump's messaging significantly influences the tone of national debate. His communications play a key role in shaping public discourse. This influence extends across various platforms and media outlets. The messaging often sets the agenda for political conversations. It impacts how issues are framed and perceived by the public. Consequently, it can sway public opinion and policy discussions. Trump's ongoing legal battles are a significant focal point. These legal challenges continue to attract considerable media attention. His public appearances also remain a subject of widespread interest. Both legal proceedings and public engagements shape public perception. For his supporters, Trump symbolizes a direct challenge. This challenge is aimed at dismantling entrenched power structures. It also targets the prevailing status quo in various sectors. Trump's actions and rhetoric are perceived as a disruption. This disruption is intended to shake up established norms. Supporters view him as an agent of change against traditional authority. Critics view Trump as a symbol of disruption. He represents a departure from established norms. This disruption is a key aspect of his political image. His actions and policies challenge traditional practices. Trump continues to exert considerable influence. He acts as a defining force within the movement. This influence extends to shaping the movement's strategies. His role also impacts the level of loyalty within the movement. Therefore, Trump's presence is a significant factor in the movement's direction and cohesion. This segment will focus on counter-narratives. The segment will also address opposition to the movement. The host will introduce the topic. The segment aims to provide a balanced view. Media outlets and political rivals often present contrasting perspectives. These different framings can significantly influence public perception. Media outlets may emphasize certain aspects to align with their editorial stance. Political rivals might highlight negative aspects to undermine the movement's support. The framing used shapes the narrative and affects how the movement is understood. Understanding these different framings is crucial for critical analysis. Criticism is directed at the rhetoric employed by the movement. These concerns stem from the potential impact of the rhetoric. The rhetoric's influence on public perception is a key consideration. The persuasive power of the language used is being scrutinized. The potential consequences of this rhetoric are being evaluated. Criticisms often stem from disagreements over specific policies. These disagreements may involve differing views on the best course of action. Alternative approaches are frequently proposed as solutions. These alternatives reflect different priorities or understandings of the issue. Policy debates are a natural part of any decision-making process. Understanding these disagreements is crucial for informed discussion. Legal controversies significantly influence public perception of a movement. These controversies often arise from disputes over the movement's actions. Disagreements on the interpretation or application of laws contribute to legal challenges. Public perception is shaped by media coverage of these legal battles. Outcomes of legal cases can either legitimize or delegitimize the movement's goals. Therefore, legal controversies play a crucial role in shaping the movement's overall image. Counter-narratives play a crucial role in shaping public perception. These narratives specifically target independent voters. They also influence undecided voters. The narratives affect how these voters interpret the movement. Understanding competing frames is crucial in various contexts. Competing frames can influence how information is perceived and interpreted. Recognizing these frames helps in effective communication and decision-making. Analyzing competing frames allows for a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues. This segment will focus on the strategic outlook. The host will introduce the strategic outlook for the movement. The segment aims to provide a comprehensive view of the movement's future direction. The strategic outlook will be the central theme of this segment. Upcoming elections hold significant importance. The outcomes of these elections will influence future directions. Key swing states are central to the electoral process. These states often determine the overall election results. The battle for these states is expected to be intense. The results will shape the movement's future trajectory. Legal developments can significantly shape a movement's strategic approach. These developments may introduce new constraints or opportunities. Political strategy must adapt to these changes in the legal landscape. Tactics employed by the movement may need to be adjusted accordingly. Understanding legal implications is crucial for effective movement planning. Economic pressures significantly influence working-class voters. These pressures can directly affect the level of support for a movement. Increased economic hardship may shift voter priorities. Changes in economic conditions can alter the movement's trajectory. Foreign policy challenges will test established principles. These challenges require careful consideration of America's interests. Approaches to foreign policy will be scrutinized under pressure. The effectiveness of America First will be evaluated. The future success of any movement hinges on its ability to maintain internal cohesion. Cohesion refers to the degree to which members of a group are connected. It reflects their commitment to the group's objectives. Unity is the state of being in full agreement. Unity ensures that all members are working towards the same goals. Therefore, cohesion and unity are essential for a movement's long-term viability. Expanding a coalition involves incorporating new demographic groups. This expansion is crucial for ensuring long-term success. A broader coalition represents a more diverse base of support. Greater diversity can lead to increased stability and resilience. Adapting to rapidly shifting political conditions is crucial. This adaptation is necessary for maintaining relevance. Failure to adapt can lead to obsolescence. Therefore, flexibility is key in dynamic political environments. Movement is not a static entity. It undergoes continuous evolution. This evolution is a response. The response is triggered by changing circumstances. Thus, movement adapts to its environment. The movement's influence is a defining force. This influence significantly shapes American politics. Its impact remains a key factor in understanding political dynamics. The movement's power continues to exert considerable pressure. It plays a crucial role in shaping the political landscape. The host initiates the concluding part of the episode. The segment is dedicated to summarizing the key findings. The host will recap the main points discussed. This provides a concise overview of the episode's content. The summary consolidates the information for the viewers. It serves as a final review, reinforcing the episode's message. The movement is characterized by high energy and active participation. It is marked by contention, indicating differing viewpoints and debates. The movement is a significant and pivotal topic. It is at the center of national conversation. This suggests its importance in shaping public discourse and policy. The next episode will focus on America First foreign policy. The episode will examine the core tenets of the America First approach. It will analyze the implementation of this policy in various international contexts. The episode will also explore the effects of America First on global affairs. Different perspectives on the impact of the policy will be presented. The host concludes the episode, signaling the end of the program. The host states their name for recognition and closure. The host also announces the show's title. This provides viewers with a clear identification of the program they have been watching. A music outro signifies the end of a broadcast episode. The music gradually fades out, indicating closure. This technique provides a smooth and recognizable conclusion for the audience. It is a standard practice in radio and television programming. The America First movement maintains a notable presence across the United States. Key states and districts serve as strongholds for the movement's supporters. These areas often reflect specific demographic or economic factors. Mapping these locations provides insight into the movement's geographic distribution. Visualizing this data can help understand the movement's political influence. The America First movement has specific legislative priorities within Congress. These priorities are formally outlined in a legislative chart. The chart serves as a roadmap for congressional action aligned with the movement's goals. Key areas of focus typically include border security and immigration policies. Trade and economic nationalism are also prominent legislative targets. The chart details specific bills and initiatives that advance these priorities in Congress. Congressional committee hearings serve as a platform for debating America First policies. These hearings involve testimonies from experts, stakeholders, and government officials. Members of Congress question witnesses to scrutinize the potential impacts of proposed policies. Debates often center on topics such as trade, immigration, and national security. Different perspectives on America First policies are presented and challenged during these hearings. The committee's findings and recommendations can influence the legislative process. State-level policies can reflect national priorities, such as those outlined in the America First agenda. Border security is a key area where states can implement their own policies. These policies may include increased surveillance and law enforcement presence along state borders. States might also enact legislation to enhance border infrastructure. Such measures aim to align state efforts with national border security objectives. The Republican Party's demographics and ideologies have shifted over time. Graphs can visually represent these changes in party composition. Demographic shifts include changes in age, race, and education levels among Republican voters. Ideological alignment refers to the party's stance on key issues and its overall political philosophy. Analyzing these trends provides insights into the Republican Party's evolution. The analysis focuses on candidates employing America First themes in their messaging. It examines the specific language and narratives used by these candidates. The analysis identifies common themes and rhetorical devices. It explores how candidates frame issues related to national identity and sovereignty. The analysis considers the target audience and the intended impact of the messaging. It also assesses the potential consequences of these messaging strategies. Loyalty and messaging discipline are enforced through various mechanisms within the movement. Examples include strict adherence to approved communication channels. Consequences for deviating from the established narrative may be implemented. These measures aim to maintain a unified front and prevent internal dissent. The America First base can be analyzed through demographic factors. Key demographic categories include age distribution. Gender representation is another significant aspect. Racial composition forms a crucial part of the demographic profile. Socioeconomic status provides further insights into the base. Analyzing these demographics offers a comprehensive understanding of the America First base. The illustration will focus on the core themes of sovereignty. The illustration will focus on the core themes of economic nationalism. The illustration will focus on the core themes of cultural identity. Visual examples will be used to represent each theme. Visualize skepticism of traditional institutions using survey data. Incorporate public opinion polls to gauge institutional trust. Show trends in institutional confidence over time. Highlight specific institutions facing declining trust. The segment profiles working-class voters across America. These voters express support for the America First movement. Profiles highlight diverse backgrounds and experiences within the working class. Voters articulate their reasons for aligning with the movement's principles. Common themes include economic nationalism and border security. The segment aims to provide insight into the movement's appeal to this demographic. Small business owners' testimonials highlight the positive impacts of America First policies. These testimonials showcase real-world benefits experienced by businesses. The policies aim to support and promote the growth of small businesses. Owners share their experiences and success stories under these initiatives. This section presents viewpoints from veterans actively participating in the movement. These perspectives offer insights into the motivations and goals of veteran involvement. Understanding these viewpoints is crucial for comprehending the movement's dynamics. The veterans' experiences provide valuable context and depth to the movement's narrative. Conduct interviews with younger voters. Identify younger voters who feel disconnected. Focus on disconnection from legacy political structures. Explore reasons for their political disengagement. Document diverse perspectives among younger voters. The America First worldview prioritizes the interests of the United States above all others. It emphasizes national sovereignty and independence in decision-making. A core tenet is the belief in protecting American jobs and industries from foreign competition. This often translates to advocating for protectionist trade policies and stricter immigration controls. It typically involves a skepticism towards international agreements and global governance structures. The worldview promotes a strong national identity and a return to traditional values. Trump's endorsements significantly influenced Republican primary elections. Candidates endorsed by Trump often experience a notable surge in popularity and support. This endorsement can translate to increased fundraising and media attention. Trump's backing often sways voters loyal to him, boosting endorsed candidates' chances. However, the impact varies depending on the candidate, district, and strength of opposition. Trump employs specific themes to engage and mobilize his base. These messages often focus on nationalist sentiments and economic populism. Another key element is the emphasis on cultural grievances and anti-establishment rhetoric. Trump's communication style typically involves direct, often provocative language to reinforce these themes. Coverage focuses on Trump's ongoing legal challenges across various jurisdictions. These legal battles span a range of allegations and charges. The outcomes of these cases could significantly impact Trump's political future. Analysis includes potential ramifications for his broader movement and supporters. Footage showcases highlights from Donald Trump's public appearances. Rally excerpts demonstrate Trump engaging with supporters. Speeches highlight key policy points and campaign messages. Crowd reactions reflect the atmosphere at Trump's events. Visuals emphasize Trump's presence and interaction with the public. Supporters view Trump as an outsider challenging the established political order. They believe he is fighting against entrenched power structures in Washington. His supporters see him as a voice for the common person against elite interests. They appreciate his willingness to disrupt traditional political norms. Many feel he is the only one who can bring real change to the country. Critics often portray Trump as a disruptive force in established political norms. His unconventional communication style is frequently cited as a source of disruption. Some argue his policies undermined international agreements and alliances. His approach to trade and tariffs has been viewed as economically disruptive by some analysts. Critics suggest his rhetoric fueled social division and polarization. His challenges to democratic institutions and norms are a recurring theme in critical assessments. The analysis focuses on how social movements adapt their strategies. It examines tactical responses to the influence of Donald Trump. Movements may shift from traditional protest to digital activism. Coalition building becomes crucial for broader support. Messaging is tailored to counter specific narratives. Legal challenges and policy advocacy are also key tactics. Media coverage of the America First movement varies significantly across different outlets. Some outlets may frame the movement as a nationalist or a populist phenomenon. Other outlets might emphasize its potential impacts on international relations and trade. Coverage can also differ in its focus on the movement's supporters and detractors. Analyzing these variations provides insights into media bias and framing techniques. Policy disagreements arise between a movement and its opponents due to differing ideologies. Opponents may disagree on the movement's proposed solutions to societal problems. Disagreements can also stem from conflicting values and priorities regarding policy goals. These disagreements often lead to debates and challenges in implementing the movement's agenda. Legal controversies often arise from actions or policies associated with the movement. These controversies can involve challenges to existing laws or regulations. Lawsuits may be filed by or against movement participants or organizations. Legal disputes can also stem from conflicts over property rights or contractual obligations. The outcomes of these legal battles can significantly impact the movement's trajectory and public perception. Counter-narratives influence public perception of a movement. Analysis focuses on how these narratives shape public opinion. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for strategic communication. Effective counter-narratives can significantly alter public sentiment. In political discourse, framing refers to how information is presented to influence interpretation. Competing frames arise when different actors present the same issue from varying perspectives. Understanding these competing frames is crucial for analyzing political messaging. It allows one to recognize the underlying values and assumptions shaping each argument. This understanding helps in critically evaluating the information and identifying potential biases. Ultimately, it empowers individuals to form their own informed opinions rather than passively accepting a single narrative. Election outcome predictions attempt to forecast the results of upcoming elections. These predictions often analyze various factors, including polling data and historical trends. The predictions aim to assess the potential impact of election results on specific movements or causes. Understanding these potential impacts can help movements prepare for different scenarios. Strategic planning can be informed by anticipating how election outcomes might affect a movement's goals. Legal development scenarios involve projecting potential future changes in laws and regulations. These scenarios help anticipate the impact of new legislation on various sectors. Scenario planning aids in preparing for potential legal challenges and opportunities. Different scenarios may include increased regulation, deregulation, or shifts in legal interpretation. Understanding these scenarios is crucial for strategic decision-making in business and policy. Working-class voters face significant economic pressures, including wage stagnation and job insecurity. Rising costs of living, such as housing, healthcare, and education, further strain their financial stability. These economic hardships can fuel political discontent and influence voting behavior. Understanding these pressures is crucial for analyzing the dynamics of social and political movements. America First foreign policy faces challenges in balancing national interests with global responsibilities. Economic nationalism strains international trade relations and multilateral agreements. Prioritizing domestic concerns can lead to reduced engagement in international alliances and treaties. Unilateral actions may conflict with international norms and cooperation on global issues. Balancing sovereignty with the need for collective action on issues like climate change and pandemics poses a significant challenge. Establish clear and shared goals to unite members towards a common purpose. Promote open communication channels for transparent information sharing and feedback. Develop strong leadership that fosters trust and effectively guides the movement. Implement inclusive decision-making processes to ensure diverse voices are heard and valued. Cultivate a sense of community through regular social events and collaborative activities. Address conflicts promptly and constructively to prevent divisions and maintain unity. Begin by identifying potential demographic groups not currently represented in the coalition. Analyze the needs and interests of these potential new demographics. Determine how aligning with these groups could benefit the coalition's goals. Develop targeted outreach strategies to engage and recruit these new members. Ensure that the coalition's platform is inclusive and addresses the concerns of all members. Movements adapt by modifying goals to align with feasible political outcomes. Tactical adjustments, such as choosing non-confrontational methods, are common adaptations. Framing issues to resonate with dominant ideologies can increase public support. Building coalitions with diverse groups enhances political leverage and adaptability. Establish a chronological sequence to illustrate the movement's development. Identify key milestones and turning points in the movement's history. Detail the significant events that shaped the movement's trajectory. Outline the evolution of the movement's goals, strategies, and impact over time. The assessment focuses on the movement's broad impact on American political processes. It involves evaluating the extent to which the movement has shaped policy outcomes. The assessment also considers the movement's role in influencing public discourse. Finally, it examines the movement's effect on electoral dynamics and political participation. The scene visually represents the energized base of a movement. Rallies are depicted to showcase the enthusiasm and support. Events are highlighted to demonstrate active participation. Visuals emphasize the scale and energy of these gatherings. The aim is to convey a sense of momentum and widespread engagement. These visuals collectively represent the movement's strong foundation. The America First movement emphasizes nationalism and prioritizing domestic interests. Key tenets include stricter immigration policies and border control. It advocates for protectionist trade policies to support American industries. Opponents often prioritize global cooperation and international agreements. They typically support more open immigration policies and pathways to citizenship. Free trade agreements and international partnerships are favored by those opposing America First. The movement's influence is reflected in widespread media coverage. It shapes public discourse on key issues. It prompts discussions in academic and policy circles. It influences political debates and legislative agendas. The episode will focus on America First foreign policy. The episode will preview the impact of America First. The episode will provide a preview of foreign policy. The episode will focus on the foreign policy. The episode will focus on America. Reinforcing the host's credibility is crucial for audience trust. Highlighting the host's expertise enhances audience engagement. Establishing the host as a knowledgeable authority builds confidence. Credibility reinforcement can be achieved through showcasing relevant experience. Expertise is reinforced by referencing the host's qualifications and achievements. The primary goal is to reinforce show recognition among viewers. Consistent branding helps viewers easily identify and remember the show. Emphasizing the title visually and audibly is crucial. Branding elements should be integrated seamlessly into the show's content. This strategy enhances audience loyalty and viewership. The movement's scope is visually represented through quick cuts. Rallies are shown to depict public gatherings and demonstrations. State houses symbolize the political and legislative aspects of the movement. Courtrooms represent the legal challenges and judicial processes involved. The simulation aims to replicate the constant and pervasive nature of news media attention. It focuses on the cyclical pattern of news reporting and dissemination. The simulation conveys the sense of a continuous hum or background noise generated by the news cycle. This hum represents the ongoing flow of information and updates. The goal is to illustrate the relentless and often overwhelming presence of news in modern society. The animation visualizes the changing political landscape of the U.S. A map of the U.S. serves as the primary visual element. The animation highlights shifts in political alignment over time. Different regions may be color-coded to represent political affiliations. The animation effectively communicates complex political trends. Legislative priorities can be visually represented using icons. Icons offer a quick and easily understandable way to communicate complex issues. For example, border security can be symbolized by a fence icon. Economic protectionism might be represented by a shield icon. The Republican Party has undergone significant shifts in its identity throughout history. Early republicanism was marked by its anti-slavery stance and promotion of industrial growth. The mid-20th century saw a conservative realignment, emphasizing individual liberty and limited government. The late 20th and early 21st centuries witnessed the rise of the new right and cultural conservatism. More recently, populist and nationalist trends have further reshaped the party's platform and voter base. The scene showcases examples of candidates employing America First messaging. America First is a political ideology emphasizing domestic interests above all else. Candidates using this messaging often focus on national sovereignty and economic protectionism. Campaign clips demonstrate how candidates articulate America First policies. These policies typically include prioritizing American jobs, businesses, and security. The infographic will visually represent the demographic composition of the America First base. Key demographic factors to be included are age, gender, and education level. Geographic distribution across different states and regions will also be shown. The infographic will depict the racial and ethnic diversity within the base. Data on income levels and employment sectors will provide further insights into the base's socioeconomic profile. Symbolic imagery is employed to visually communicate abstract concepts. Core themes, such as sovereignty, can be represented through symbolic visuals. Economic nationalism can be conveyed using carefully chosen symbolic elements. Cultural identity is often depicted through recognizable symbols and imagery. The use of symbolism adds depth and layers of meaning to visual narratives. Visualize Trump's influence on a specific movement. Use social media engagement metrics as the primary data source. Metrics may include likes, shares, comments, and mentions. Analyze trends in engagement over time. Represent the data visually to highlight key patterns and impact. Counter-narratives are alternative perspectives that challenge a dominant narrative. Media outlets often present counter-narratives to offer different viewpoints on events. Political rivals commonly use counter-narratives to critique opposing viewpoints. Examples can be found in news articles, opinion pieces, and political speeches. These examples aim to influence public opinion by providing alternative interpretations. The animation will visualize the strategic outlook for the movement. It will illustrate potential future paths the movement could take. The animation will provide a visual representation of strategic possibilities. Different scenarios and outcomes will be explored through animation. The aim is to offer a clear and engaging view of the movement's strategic direction. The montage showcases the enthusiasm of supporters at various rallies. Events are filled with energized individuals expressing their support. The scenes capture the vibrant atmosphere of political gatherings. Supporters actively participate, demonstrating their commitment. The montage highlights the collective energy and passion of the base. The task involves a comparative analysis of different ideologies. It requires identifying the core tenets of the movement's ideology. The next step is to determine the ideologies of the movement's opponents. A comparison should highlight the similarities and differences between these ideologies. The contrast should clarify the fundamental disagreements and points of conflict. The movement has demonstrably influenced national dialogues. It has amplified certain issues within public discourse. These conversations now encompass a broader range of perspectives. This shift is evident in media coverage and policy discussions. The episode will focus on America First foreign policy. The episode will provide an analysis of the America First approach. The episode will explore the implications of this policy. The episode will provide insights into its impact on international relations. The host provides a concluding summary of the episode's main points. This sign-off serves to reinforce key takeaways for the audience. It ensures viewers retain the most important information presented. The summary effectively wraps up the episode with a concise recap. The show's branding should be reinforced at the end. This can be achieved through a final visual cue. An audio cue can also reinforce the show's branding. The combination of visual and audio cues can leave a lasting impression. Movements can significantly influence election outcomes by mobilizing voters. Increased voter turnout, driven by movement activity, can shift election results. Movements often raise awareness on specific issues, shaping voter priorities. Candidate alignment with movement goals can attract dedicated voter bases. Effective movement strategies can sway undecided voters and alter election dynamics. Analyzing movement impact requires assessing voter mobilization and issue prioritization. Social media platforms serve as key channels for disseminating movement messages. These platforms enable movements to reach a broad and diverse audience. Social media facilitates rapid information sharing and mobilization. Movements leverage social media to bypass traditional media gatekeepers. Social media allows for direct engagement and dialogue with supporters. Effective social media strategies amplify a movement's visibility and impact. The movement's influence may lead to significant shifts in cultural norms. Potential changes in political ideologies could reshape policymaking. Social structures might undergo transformations affecting community dynamics. Economic systems could evolve in response to the movement's demands. These long-term consequences may redefine American societal values. Understanding these potential impacts is crucial for future societal planning.